Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In this video we will discuss the Newton's universal law of gravitation. Dear student, you know the story of the Newton. One day the Newton was sitting at the apple tree and suddenly the apple fall from the tree. And Newton was think about that why the apple is falling from the tree and why the apple is moving in the downward direction. And from that the Newton gives the law of the gravitational. So as here we can say that apple is attracted towards the earth's gravitational due to the gravitational force between the earth and the apple, right? The apple is attracted towards the surface of the earth, and from that the Newton give us the law of gravitational, and this law is known as the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, right? And from this law we can calculate the gravitational force between the any two object. So let us start. What is the Newton's gravitational law? So Newton's universal law of the gravitational. The universal law of the gravitational states that every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The Newton's gravitational law or the Newton's universal law of the gravitation states that every object in the universe attracts the every other object with a force which is called the gravitational force, which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This statement is known as the Newton's universal law of the gravitation. Dear student, why this law is called the universal law of the gravitation? Because this law is applicable for the smaller particles like a proton, electron, neutron, as well as the Newton's universal law of gravitation is true for the larger particles like stars, planets, and all the other larger object. And this law gravitational force is everywhere in the universe. So the Newton's law of gravitational is called the universal law of the gravitation. Dear student, understand about what is the Newton's universal law of the gravitation? So according to the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, the gravitational force between the two objects is directly proportional to the product of their mass. If the mass of the object is larger, the gravitational force is larger. If we increase the mass of the object, the gravitational force between these two objects is a increase, right? So we can say that the gravitational force is directly proportional to the product of their mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So we can say that as the distance between the two objects is increases, the gravitational force between the two objects is decreases, right? So we can say that the inversely proportional to the square of the object. So now, according to this Newton's universal law of the gravitation, how we can calculate the gravitational force between the two objects? So let us consider the two objects, object A having a mass capital M and the object B having a mass small m, separated at a distance d. So according to the Newton's gravitational law, right, Newton's universal law of the gravitation, the gravitational force between these two objects A and B is directly proportional to their product of their mass. So directly proportional to the m and the m, product of the capital M and the small m, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So dear student, according to, let us consider the two objects A and B of a mass capital M and M lies at a distance d from each other, right? Let F be the force of attraction between them, that is the gravitational force, right? So gravitational force between the capital object capital A and object capital B is a capital F, right? And this gravitational force is a attractive type, mutual attractive type force. Now, according to the universal law of gravitation, the force between the two objects is directly proportional to the product of their masses. So you can write that the gravitational force F is directly proportional to the product of capital M and the small m. So M multiplied by small m, capital M multiplied by small m, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So we can write that F is inversely proportional, that means that proportional to the 1 by d square. So here, if the mass of the object is increases, the gravitational force between the two objects is increases, and if the distance between the two objects is increases, the gravitational force between the two objects is decreases. So if we combine these two equations, we get gravitational force is directly proportional to the mm divided by d square. So according to the Newton's universal law of the gravitational, right, gravitational force between the two objects is directly proportional to the product of their mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So now dear student, if you remove the proportionality in the above equation, F proportional to the mm divided by d square, capital M small m divided by d square. So if we remove this proportionality, we require a one constant, right? And this constant is a capital G. So the formula of the Newton's universal law of the gravitation is gravitational force between the two objects F is equal to capital G mm divided by d square, capital M and the small m. Capital M is the mass of the one object and small m is the mass of the another object. We can write like this also, कि capital F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by d square, where m1 and m2 is the mass of the two objects. So the mathematical form of the Newton's universal law of gravitation, gravitational force F is equal to capital G capital M divided by d square, where F is the gravitational force between the two objects. M is the mass of the one object, small m is the mass of the another object, and d is the distance between two objects, where capital G, what is the capital G? Capital G is the constant of the proportionality, and this constant is known as the universal constant of gravitation or universal gravitational constant. So how we can calculate the universal gravitational constant? So universal gravitational constant capital G is equal to F d square divided by m into m. So from this equation, the SI unit of capital G, the SI unit of capital G is, unit of F is a Newton, distance, unit of the distance is meter square, divided by kilogram into kilogram, that means a kilogram square. So the SI unit of the capital G is Newton meter square per kilogram square, or we can write Newton meter square kilogram raised to minus 2. So what is the value of capital G and why capital G is called the universal constant of gravitation? The value of capital G was first found by the scientist Cavendish, and Cavendish was successfully found the, or accurately found the value of the capital G, and the value of the capital G is a 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram raised to minus 2. And this value capital G, value of the capital G is remains constant at all the place in the universe at all the time, right? Everywhere in the universe the value of the capital G is constant, and that's why the capital G is called the universal constant of the gravitation. So dear student, universal constant of the gravitation capital G is equal to 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kg raised to minus 2. Here Newton meter square kg raised to minus 2 is the unit of the capital G. So why capital G is called the universal constant of the gravitation? Because the value of the capital G is constant everywhere in the universe at the any time in the universe, and because of this the capital G is the called the universal constant of the gravitation. So dear student, understand about the Newton's universal law of the gravitation and the universal constant of the gravitation. Now dear student, what is the importance of the Newton's universal law of the gravitation? Dear student, from the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, we can calculate the gravitational force between the any two object lies at a certain distance. Right? From the formula F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by d square. Right? We can calculate the gravitational force between the any two object at a some certain distance. Right? So now we will understand more importance of the universal law of the gravitation. Right? From the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, we can understand the several phenomena, right, that can be explained with the help of the Newton's universal law of the gravitation. That means the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, or we can say the gravitational force that binds us to the earth. We can stand on the surface of the earth due to the gravitational force of the earth, right? The gravitational force is a force due to which that binds the us to the earth, right? So the motion of the moon around the earth also can be explained with the help of the Newton's universal law of the gravitation. The motion of the moon around the earth, the motion of the earth around the sun, or we can say that the motion of the planets around the sun, we can also explain with the help of the Newton's universal law of the gravitation. So another is that the tides in the sea is due to the gravitational force between the moon and the earth, right? The gravitational force between the moon and the earth, the tides in a sea we can experience. So tides in a sea we can explain with the help of due to the gravitational force between the moon and the earth. And the gravitational force, because of the gravitational force that binds the atmosphere of the earth, right, the all the gas molecules and atoms of the water, gaseous form, right, all the things are binds to the earth due to the gravitational force of the earth, and because of this the atmosphere is produced around the earth. So dear student, these are the some phenomena that can be explained with the help of the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, right? Now dear student, how we can calculate the gravitational force between the two objects? Let us understand with the help of the one example, right? Example number 10.1 given in the textbook. The mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg, right? So here the mass of the earth is given to you 6 multiplied by 10 raised to 24 kg, and that of the moon is 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. So here the mass of the earth is given to you and the mass of the moon is given to you, right? Mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg and the mass of the moon is a 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. Now if the distance between the earth and the moon is 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 kilometer, calculate the force exerted by the earth on the moon. Take the value of the G is equal to 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram raised to minus 2, right? So in the sentence of the example, first of all the mass of the earth is given to you. So we take a mass of the earth, capital M, is equal to 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. Similarly, the mass of the moon is given to you. Small m, we take a small m, is equal to 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. So here the mass of the both the object is given to you, earth as well as the moon, right? So mass of the earth is taking a capital M and the mass of the moon is taking a small m. Now the distance between the earth and the moon, small d, is equal to 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 kilometer. Now we need to convert this kilometer into meter. So dear student, how we convert kilometer into the meter? 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, right? So if we multiply 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 multiply by 1000, we get the value in the meter. So here we get 3.84 multiplied by 10 raised to 8, because the 10 raised to 5 multiplied by 1000, that means a 10 raised to 3. So we add a 3 here, power of a 10. So we get the distance d is equal to 3.84 into 10 raised to 8 meter, right? And capital G is given to you 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram raised to minus 2. So here the mass of the both the object is given to you and the distance between the object earth and moon is given to you. So with the help of the Newton's universal law of gravitation, we can calculate the gravitational force between the earth and moon. So how we can calculate the gravitational force between earth and moon? According to the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, the force exerted by the earth on the moon is F is equal to capital G m divided by d square. So put the value given in a sentence. Capital G is a 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kg raised to minus 2. Need not put a unit, right? It is not necessary to put a unit. Put only value, it is okay, right? So the capital G is a 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11 multiply by capital M, that is the mass of the earth, 6 into 10 raised to 24 multiply by small m, that is the mass of the moon, 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 divided by d square. D is the distance between earth and moon. So we get a 3.84 into 10 raised to 8. So first how we calculate this calculation, right? So first of all, take the power of the 10. Here the minus 11 plus 24 plus 22 and minus 8 multiplied by 2, 16, right? So minus 11 plus 24 plus 22 and minus 16, we get the power of 10 is a 10 raised to 20, and remaining value, if you calculate, multiply and divide, we get the answer 2.01 into 10 raised to 20 Newton. So dear student, here the force exerted between the earth and moon, or we can say that the gravitational force between the earth and moon is a 2 into 10 raised to 20 Newton, right? So dear student, understand this example. Mass of the earth is given to you, mass of the moon is given to you, and the distance between the earth and moon is given to you. So according to the Newton's universal law of the gravitation, F is equal to G capital M multiplied by M divided by d square. Put the value, all the value. Capital G is a 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11 multiplied by capital M is a mass of the earth, 6 into 10 raised to 24 multiply by 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 and divide by 3.84 into 10 raised to 8 square. So how we calculate this? We calculate by calculating the 10 raised to power. So first calculate the 10 raised to power, minus 11 plus 24 plus 22 and minus 16. We get the 10 raised to 20, right? And if you calculate the values, multiply and divide, we get a 2 into 10 raised to 20 Newton. So dear student, try to calculate the similar example given in the next slide, right? So similar example, the mass of the earth is a 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg, and that of the sun is a 2 into 10 raised to 30 kg, right? So here the mass of the earth is given to you, mass of the sun is given to you 2 into 10 raised to 30 kg. So if the distance between the earth and the sun is a 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 kilometer, we need to convert this kilometer into meter. So we get the distance between the earth and the sun is a 1.5 into 10 raised to 11 meter. Calculate the force exerted between earth and sun. G is equal to 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square kg raised to minus 2. So according to the same formula in the previous example, F is equal to G capital M into small m divided by d square. We can also calculate the gravitational force between the earth and sun. So try to solve this example by yourself. So dear student, I hope that you understand the Newton's universal law of the gravitation and how we can calculate the gravitational force between the two objects.